Ethan, happy birthday, Ethan. Love your dad, Jim, and best friends Josh, Flam, and Gator. Good luck on the upcoming corn harvest and enjoy.
Okay, I don't dislike Ralph, but I'm at a place, and I'm not being ironic, where I think it may be time to sacrifice Ralph to the corn. We have to sacrifice Ethan Ralph, to the gods, so that the corn will be a bountiful harvest this year.
Josh, he's the owner of Kiwi Farms. He said, I need to be sacrificed so that we may have a good harvest. You will be harvested long before me, sir.
I made this joke before, but I'll make it again because it's funny. Ralph, now my fourth fat woman, who I will bring up a little bit on streams. I don't bring him up all the time. I try not to, but this is funny. He won. Ralph won in the very generous umbrella of that word, and that the state of Virginia has decided to stop the prosecution. I'm trying to word this carefully because it's legal. Virginia has decided to stop the pressing of the charge, nolla prosecuto or something, nolla prisato, something like that. And it basically just means that they've decided not to go forward with the charges. And in Virginia, they can still bring up the charges again. So there is some speculation that there's like a agreement between, because it went to juvenile and family court, and then they dropped the charges after the first educatory hearing. And there's some speculation that maybe there's a deal with the family that the court is monitoring, that they can bring up the charge again if he doesn't abide and he doesn't help the family. But that speculation comes from Spectre, who is currently on my shit list for fucking lying to people. So I don't put any stock into that. He says that he was exonerated, and that is a lie. He was not exonerated. He did post fucking revenge of his girlfriend while she was in a mental hospital to her ex-boyfriend for the sole explicit purpose of causing him mental anguish because he was under the influence of drugs, allegedly, or alcohol, more likely. That's what it seems to everyone. So exonerated is not the right word. He has gotten off scot-free. He's off of his probation, which means that he can leave state again, and he has decided to take a nice trip to Dick's Mansion in California for Valentine's Day, which is very cute. So I wish him the luck on his travel. I'm feeling cooped up myself. I could use some place to go. Though it is weird, to Spectre's credit, that he is going to California, the state where Faith now lives, immediately after that court hearing. Because it would make sense if something was happening in California now that he had to go and pay attention to. But we'll probably never figure out, because it would be in the interest of the child and Vickers to not talk about it, if that is the case. It would be in Ralph's interest to pretend that he got off scot-free. And because there's a child involved and because of the nature of the case, almost everything is going to be sealed by default, especially in California. So whatever actually happened, the net effect seems to be he's not going to jail. And I called it. I don't know why they're saying I didn't call it. I said that nothing would happen. It's a fucking revenge pornography case. There's so many issues with that kind of a law that it has to be extremely clear-cut. And the person that it happened to can't, for instance, make a video saying that they consented to it. Like, it doesn't matter if she was under duress at the time. Just the existence of that video makes it much harder to walk it back in the present. You know what I mean? So I personally never saw anything happening. But in celebration, Ralph released this beautiful design that took him about 30 seconds in MS Paint to whip up. It is the kiwi bird, but his nose is all sad, and it says "Broke Dick Farms." This is a jab at me because Ralph apparently thinks that my doesn't work, and he talks about it every single day of his entire life. Every day. Really fascinating. And I love this shirt because apparently he sold 3. He said last stream that he sold 3 of these in the flash sale, which is about $6 after Redbubble's fees. And I love it because I know, well, the only person who's ever going to wear it is Riley. And I'm just thinking like this. Hold on. Let me get my meme. I have the meme out. So someone comes up to you and says, "Oh, you're wearing a shirt that says you have a broke dick. What does that mean?" And then you have to like explain it to her. You have to be like, "Okay, so look, right? There is this website called the Kiwi Farms, right? And it's managed by this guy called Josh, and I don't like him, and I don't think his works. And because he owns the Kiwi Farms, it's now the Broke Dick Farms. And I bought this shirt to financially support a radio podcast guy that doesn't like Josh either. And that Josh ostensibly doesn't like himself. So that's the joke." And she'll go, "Oh, okay." And then probably never talk to you again. That in and of itself is weird. Like that, just the scenario of this explanation is fucking ridiculous, right? But it gets weirder because Riley, who is the Dick Show producer and drug dealer, presumably, came out with this statement saying, "This shirt design is great. It functions as both an I don't like Josh and can't retort token, but also it will definitely cause weird looks and potentially give a stuck-up woman a panic attack in real life, which is a perfect function for a comedy shirt. See, f off, I'm autistic." I don't know what the f that means. There was another tweet. I thought this was the one, but he said he would make his own design that said Karen Farms, and he would sell that. And I imagine it would have, like, you know, that hairdo that they staple on the dog in the memes where the dog is a Karen. I'm imagining this. So now we have to go back and say, look, right, there's this website called the Kiwi Farms, and it's kind of an edgy site. It's an edgy boy site that makes jokes and talks about things that people don't like. But because of their moral self-righteousness and taking the high ground, they are actually, in fact, more like Karens. And a Karen is a soccer mom type woman who intrudes on other people's business when they're having too much fun. So even though they are an edgy boy site, they're actually quite stuck up and involved in people's business when they're just trying to have fun. It's just the worst fucking joke. Can anyone explain this better than me? Could you possibly explain these shirts in a way that's funny? Because I cannot, right? I've tried, I've thought about it, literally laid in bed eating my popcorn, watching the movie, thinking like, God, those shirts are fucking and that's what I came up with, to the point where I have this in my memory, to the point where I can pull this up on stream and talk about it because it's funny. So a lovely fan of the forum, and I guess my streams, I don't know, made this picture, which is a much better design, and it probably took a lot more than 30 seconds in MS Paint. Here we have a wonderful rendition of Ralph wearing a shirt. So now you can kind of see, just based off this, if you hold your fingers up to the monitor like a filmographer, and you can isolate out Ralph and see, like, yeah, that's what a person wearing this shirt would look like. Now, at first I was accusatory, and I said, this picture has the Tumblr rose tint to the nose and the cheeks. But it was explained to me that that's actually hypertension from liver damage, liver and kidney damage, which is a bit mean, but it is Valentine's Day weekend, so he's making me a nice Valentine's Day card, which I haven't gotten since school, because that's like a kid thing, but it is very cute. He's got his maker's mark. He's imbibing while participating in this, but off to the side, he's actually received his own card from May, who's got him some cat ears so he can be extra pretty for Valentine's Day weekend. There's Ralph Chan, which is, of course, if Ralph were to put on the cat ears and take HRT and keep watching anime, he could be as pretty as Ralph Chan in the background. And there is what appears to be a dildo, a plastic. It has the slit of a regular, which is a bit weird. I don't think those circulate, but maybe it's like one of those true to life ones. And there appears to be chocolate all over it. I don't know how that happened, but it should be cleaned. It needs to be cleaned, perhaps in a dishwasher before being used. So that is the counter drawing that I published because I liked it. I thought it was funny. and which received some positive reactions. And Ralph responds to this beautiful, lore-heavy, genuine, true and honest, fan-made creation, which is for free. I'm not charging you to look at this image. You don't have to pay me $20 on Redbubble. By saying, I might fly down and f*** your drunk mom after I get through pissing on you on the Dick Show this Sunday. I'm sure she could use a distraction from her worthless son. You remember Dick, right? The guy you stabbed in the back because you're a snake? And it's like, okay, like that picture hit him in such a way where he's staggered and then says, F*** your mom. F*** your mom. Your mother is a bitch. She's drunk. I'm gonna f*** her. And that's the Ralph retort in this particular instance. I do remember that. I don't think I stabbed Dick in the back. I'm partial. I would say that I offered to talk to him in private. And I told him on Twitter, I'll talk to you in private or I'll talk to you on the stream. And he chose the stream, which is why I talked to him on the stream. I mean, I don't know. You tell me, chat. Press 1 if I stabbed Dick in the back. Press 2 if I handled it semi-maturely. I won't say maturely because I think mature people just don't even bother. But in my opinion, the whole reason why I even wanted to talk to Dick is that I felt like I realized he's a showman. So it's like, okay, fine. For the help, which he has rendered, he did help me a lot. I will contribute content to the show, which I hope I did. I don't know what else to say about that. I really don't feel like I did anyone dirty in that instance. DLive banned all the IP2 people, and I'm going to be talking about that to the best of my ability. Like a couple weeks ago, I was calling Baked Alaska Ice Poseidon, and I had no fucking idea there were different people. So empathize with me that my understanding on this matter is very limited. And I realize that there's quite a few IP2 fans who are now active participants in the forum because their shit keeps getting taken down. Trying my best. I'm still learning. And really, I don't know how much I want to learn because those people fucking scare me. Like those are people who walk around in public with a camera that blares out like racial slurs in public, and then they get like super chat money off back alley websites so that they can do heroin in like a camper van with schizophrenic whores. Like that's not a life I want for myself. I consider myself a little bit of an internet renegade, but my renegade shit ends right around the point where I'm having to like strap shit to my chest like a reality TV show without any safety, without any bouncer, and just so like daring people to beat the fuck out of me so I can spray them with pepper spray and which they call content spray because it's exciting when they physically assault someone with a chemical agent. That's their content, I guess. Like, no, fuck that. I'm into being comfy. I'm into my chair. I'm into drinking my social security number soda. I'm into a lot of things that do not involve walking around in the freezing cold and sticking my in obviously mentally unwell people because that's all I can get while also slamming heroin. Like, no thank you. But yeah, so let me just show this actually, because this was my tangent. I was trying to talk about the DLive decision. Let's see, is this gonna work? Okay, so the FBI at FBI on Twitter says, "Thank you for your tips. The hashtag FBI has arrested multiple people in connection with the violence at the U.S. Capitol last week. We need your help to identify more individuals at this link, which glows. If you know someone on these posters, please submit a tip at fbi.gov/US Capitol. US Capitol appears to be spelled wrong. I don't know if that's a tweet thing or it is. They spelled capital capped isle. Like Captain My Captain Isle. So you're not going to get many tweets of that thing. But if you would like to narc on your friends and loved ones and have them sent to 10 years at a federal penitentiary and no exchange or benefit to yourself, you can definitely do so at this website. if for some reason you are a member of this mob and the FBI are after you, do not go to dating sites, because I've heard that women in DC are matching conservatives on Bumble so that they can ask about DC and then report them to the feds for free of charge. So definitely be careful of that. They've arrested, I think, over 100 people so far. So really, the feds are doing a great job at handing out retribution and making sure that all these boomers who entered a public building illegally can siphon money off the taxpayer penitentiary system for the next decade, so that they learn the lesson that the government is actually their friend and they shouldn't want to overthrow it. Which is the real lesson that we can all take away here, is that the government is magnanimous and you should be thankful. Anyways. That is why that DLive, a Turkish/Chinese lemon farming community, had to ban all the IP2 people who went to Capitol Hill. I think all of them in general, because they're all fucking weirdos. And they banned Ralph. Ralph was caught a 1-month ban, which is strange to me that it's only 1 month, because he sent Pantsu there. He would have gone himself if he wasn't out on bail and literally legally not allowed to leave the state of Virginia. So he caught a 1-month ban for restreaming it. He banned fucking GloomTube. They banned GloomTube. So, I mean, all he did was comment over GloomTube stuff, but for some reason he's only banned for 1 month, which is just strange. I'm not advocating for deplatforming Ralph. I'm just saying that, once again, it seems like someone is getting preferential treatment, and I just don't understand. I don't understand how Ralph is charismatic enough to convince these platforms, who stand to gain absolutely nothing by having them on their platform, that they should stick their necks out for him, because he's done it repeatedly, and it's a genuine, I wish I had that kind of skill. Maybe I need to start drinking more. If I became an alcoholic and I put on a southern accent, I could not be banned from shit fucking constantly. But for some reason, he can just get these people to tolerate him, and it's quite remarkable. Let's play this.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
You got some ID on you?
Yes, I do.
Where's your ID?
I did not enter the Capitol building yesterday. It's in my back pocket.
Say that?
No, but I assume that's what this is. Is that what this is?
Hey, where's your ID at?
In my back pocket.
Which pocket?
In the back right pocket. Yes. Can I ask what it's about then?
Yeah, you already know.
What is it? I didn't go in the Capitol building.
Should have opened your mouth. Where's your ID?
But I expected this because one of my friends
Well,
did.
this is what you get when you expect it, my friend.
Is there any evidence or proof? I didn't go in the Capitol building. I expected. My friend said to just leave. I never went in. I couldn't stream. I couldn't go live. I didn't go in the Capitol building.
It's like getting pulled over and you're saying, I did not speed. I did not hit that child when I rounded that illegal turn. I did not pass that stop sign. Bro, that's the most fucking thing you can say. Can you imagine being that cop? I really hate cops. I'm looking at that cop and I'm thinking, can you imagine waking up in the morning and putting on that fucking black outfit and thinking yeah, I'm gonna go fucking arrest people. I'm gonna go arrest people for protest, and I'm the good guy. I'm protecting the United States of America. I'm gonna collect my 20-year pension. I'm gonna go sleep on a farm. I'm gonna die before things get too bad because I was born in the best years and I'm a boomer. Anyways, okay, this guy pulled over Lols. I have no fucking idea who Lols is. I think he runs the IP2 always wins, always.win. I think he runs that site. That's what I've inferred based on this information. But he may be getting arrested because he is a fucking and he blurted out for no reason whatsoever that he was involved in the Capitol building protest. That's Ice Poseidon? Wait, does Ice run the site? Who the fuck is Lols? I'm reading the chat. Who the fuck is he? Why are you laughing at me for not knowing this? I have no idea who these people are. They're like a weird cyst on the internet. That's Ice. That does not sound like Ice. Whatever. I don't know. No, that's Lulz. Ice. Okay, Ice runs the site. Ice does not look like a person who can maintain a website. He doesn't have that vibe to me. But whatever the. Oh, I'm sorry. Baked Alaska. Do they both have a frosty first word in their name? They both are like frosty people. They're both cold. Okay. This is, I've been thinking about Baked Alaska without thinking about Ice Poseidon but it's because of the name. It's because of Ice Poseidon too, and they both have a freezy name. So when I start talking about IP2 always .win, I think, oh, Ice Poseidon, because that sounds like Baked Alaska in my head because they both have a cold name. God damn it. I am insane. You kitten custodies, whatever the that means. So, okay, correct me then. Does Lulz doesn't run IP2 always .win, but Baked Alaska does, and Ice Poseidon has nothing to do with anything. He found Jesus and stays away from the Capitol building. Is this correct? No, not the word baked is not cold. Alaska's cold. You fucking mental midget. Fuck off. That's dumber than the shit I just said. Okay. Correct. Okay. Thank God. Okay. We've passed the first bullet point on my notepad. We're now moving up on.
What is the problem?
So if that's on, I really want to air your business. Unless you really want it over.
Yeah, because I didn't do it.
But you said you did, so now we have to notify detectives. They'll be coming in to interview you because of the nature of what happened.
Oh, are you talking about on my stream when people asked me and I was like, yeah, I did.
Stop talking.
That was to the stream. I didn't actually go in the building.
Then if it's not true, then here are all the services that you're wasting because of that. It wasn't like some little shed in someone's backyard yesterday.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but that was on a stream right after it, and I didn't know it was that serious.
It was today.
It was today.
I've been watching it.
You've been watching it.
Well,
I understand what you're saying. Well, does the Capitol building have cameras all over it?
Well,
oh maybe my God. Maybe y'all can look at those and then see that I never went into.
I didn't even see that part where he just pulls out the fucking phone and it's on already. That is crazy. That's like a fucking, that's like bruh. Like, oh shit. Like what? I think that's what we call content in IP2 in the Ice Poseidon language. We say that's content. That's pretty fucking good. Please keep streaming your crimes baked. Wait, that's not baked talk. Lulz stream sniped by cops. Yeah, fuck off. I'm not that okay. You assholes. Okay, he is wanted. This is the arrest warrant for this. I think he's on this. Tim Gianni. That's Ice, right? I think. The media is labeling Baked Alaska as a domestic terrorist. That has to be him. That's his name. I don't know though. I'm never gonna call anyone anything ever again because I might get it wrong and people are gonna laugh. Look at these. I fucking hate cops. Like, oh, they're such good guys. Look, they want to arrest all. Is that a black guy? Is that a base black man who's participating in this act of domestic terrorism? Oh yeah, he's on MSN. They really want. Why do they want Baked again? Because he went into Pelosi's building, right? Baked isn't the fucking shaman. Where's the picture of Baked in this? It's a guy in blackface and you know it. Yeah, right. Oh, I think no, whatever. He said the N-word on Pelosi's office phone. That's pretty based. I'm not gonna lie. They're gonna give him out maximum penalties to all these fucking people. They're gonna put him. He's going to jail for 10 fucking years, because he went to this protest and obediently walked between the velvet ropes and went into someone's office and said the N-word and live streamed it all. They're gonna give him 10 years. Gunt does better research on this, probably. My understanding of these things is limited because it is IP2. he's like double though, because he also, let me pull this up actually. He did not show up to his parole hearing, and his lawyer filed to have his parole hearing delayed, or not his parole, but he was out on bail, and he skipped on it. He was supposed to come to this hearing, and they tried to delay it, but they said no. So he didn't go back to Arizona in time to participate in his own court schedule, and now there's no warrant out for his arrest because he skipped out on it. So it's not even just the Capitol Hill thing. He's like committing multiple crimes in multiple different districts of the U.S. now. See, I forgot about this because I even wrote it in the notice and I forgot about it because it's so obviously bullshit that it blanked out on me. He's faked his own death. He's apparently saying that they're saying that he's dead and there's no body. I'm not going to believe it until I see a fucking body. And even then I'm going to start looking at it like Jeffrey Epstein, thinking, is that even him? Is that even really Jeffrey Epstein on the gurney? Am I still saying Ice Poseidon? Baked is dead. Okay. Baked has skipped out on his court hearings. Baked has allegedly died. Baked definitely has not fucking died. So, they're saying he's in Russia. I'll say this right now. Baked Alaska is not in fucking Russia because Russia is difficult to get into at the best of times. To get into Russia, you have to apply for a visa 2 weeks before you arrive in Russia as an American citizen. So you cannot just show up in Russia, and you definitely cannot show up in Russia while there's a COVID lockdown in every country in the world. So if you think that Baked Alaska is in fucking Russia, you're retarded, like automatically. I could more easily believe something like Belize, because Belize doesn't have visa restrictions even right now. I think you can go to Serbia right now without visa restrictions as an American. Definitely not in Russia, though. So I guarantee you'll find this guy because he's out in multiple states right now. I think this is the news piece about the. Yeah, this is about... Yeah, okay, this is the Scottsdale warrant from Arizona for his arrest.
Stormed the U.S. most high... The FBI also working to track down those who stormed the U.S. Capitol last week. Some of the most high profile are from Arizona, including one alt-right figure still out there despite live streaming himself inside a congressional office. ABC 15's Zach Crenshaw has more on the man known online as Baked Alaska.
The first thing you need to know about Antime Joseph Gionette.
Tim Gionette is the ultimate alt-right troll.
He goes by Baked Alaska online, used to work at BuzzFeed, and last week live streamed himself inside the Capitol.
Yeah, we need to get our boy Donald J. Trump into office. Yeah, can we do that real quick?
Gionette has been on the extremist fringes for a while.
He was in Charlottesville, Virginia at the Unite the Right rally.
More recently,
he moved to Arizona, and at one point he was, I think, walking dogs for a living.
December 11th, Gionette was being kicked out of a Scottsdale restaurant when he maced the security guard. Per usual, he was streaming from his now suspended DLive account.
We have the video right now, Scottsdale.
But it was saved and uploaded by the Phoenix New Times. Gionette was arrested for misdemeanor assault, disorderly conduct, and criminal trespassing. Booked, then released with conditions.
Violate no federal, state, or local criminal law. And in term 3, not leave the state of Arizona without written permission from the court.
Thursday, Gionette was supposed to be in Scottsdale court, but he was a no-show.
Does he know about today's hearing?
Yes, he does.
He's not here, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
The judge shown his streams from the Capitol. He then chose to revoke Gionette's release, as well as issue a bond and warrant.
Until he comes in and posts $3,000, there's not less than that amount.
If they come across him and the warrant's still active, they'll arrest him.
Nobody knows what Baked Alaska will do now. While the Scottsdale charges are minor, there's a good chance if he's taken into custody again, the feds will be waiting.
He may have run out of luck in the attack on the Capitol.
Now, extremist experts tell me Giannett was one of the first on the alt-right to be deplatformed, his Twitter and YouTube pages completely removed. And while he's popped up on other sites recently, those are starting to get shut down too. Or he's just deleting his own incriminating videos. Zach Crenshaw, ABC 15, Arizona.
It's super weird hearing this, like, suit and tie talk about deplatforming and shit. It's weird that we're in this phase of, like, this has permeated social consciousness enough that a television networked program can talk about deplatforming without explaining what that is. It almost sounds like it's a good thing. You know, the way he says it matter-of-factly, like, yeah, he was an extremist, he was alt-right, and he was the first to be deplatform. Like, the way that you would talk about putting terrorist organizations on a blacklist for money transfers and shit, it's really creepy. I'm deeply unsettled by that ending bit. Baked should be iced. Oh my god. That's illegal. You can't say that. You're trying to get the platform. You're trying to get me to platform by saying that? It's also dystopian. Yeah. Someone on my Discord, please at me violently with that list of alt-right personality names. And okay, can we... You guys are... This frustrates me. This is not real. This tweet that says he's dead or that he's been arrested, this is not real. Breaking 911, breaking 9LL. This is not the real thing. There is no source for this. This is fake. Why are you falling for this? I keep seeing this. This is not a real tweet. It's not real. They've found a way to file motions online, and the IP2 people are flooding Bake's things with bullshit non-motions on his official e-filing. Can you imagine being the judge of this case and having to deal with this bullshit? I wish we could see them. I'm sure you could. You have to go on Pacer and download them. Someone's going to see it. There's going to be a fucking clerk of court having to deal with this shit because of these fucking assholes. They're going to shut that thing down. They're going to have to find a way to password protect that or make it accounts only because this is not going to fly. It's only going to take one of these cases before people have this shit shut down for... Okay, oh, thank you, Kitsu. Which is kind of a cringe name because it's like it means fox in Japanese. I don't know why I know that, but I do. So... Here's the list of far-right personalities as they're dictated by the U.S. federal government. It includes Sticks and Hammer 666, Stefan Molyneux, Jesse Lee Peterson, Ben Shapiro, okay, Nick Fuentes. These are YouTube channels, by the way. Tonka Radio. And I'm going to point out what's funny about this in a second. Jacob Wool, JFG live streams. That's Scott Adams. Again, these are far-right personalities on a watch list by the U.S. government. Akkad Daily, which is Sargon's spinoff to try and get around his YouTube cucking. Mark Collette. Rebel News and Rebel Media. How the fuck is that? Alt-right. Milo Yiannopoulos, Mike Cernovich, Millennial Woes, Faith Goldie. Toad McKinley's on this? That's funny. What about Medicare shit? How is Medicare not? Oh, Mr. Medicare is right there. Okay. Toad McKinley, that's right there. Daily Caller, Red Eyes TV, Shoe and Skeptic, and Shoe on Head. That's what's highlighted on this. So I don't know how the Shoe on Head is far right, but apparently she is. The genius minds that work our government. Prager you off. Make Cringe Great Again. That's a great name. Gavin McInnes, the Coalition for Men, Robin Hood UKIP, Baked Alaska 2, Paul Joseph Watson. Some place called Diapers Off is a far-right channel. Okay. Armored Gregory, which is a Armored Skeptic, I'm pretty sure. The Quartering. Traditional use. Okay, so all these names, right? You know who's not on it? Don't say the obvious. Don't say me. I'm not on it because I'm pro-China, pro-Israel. I'm as far left as I get. I'm communist, actually. Who's not on the list? Who should definitely be on this prestigious list that Tonka Saw is fucking on? Ralph isn't. How is Ralph not on this list? How is he so irrelevant that he doesn't show up on this fucking list at all? I guess it's because this is just people who have YouTube channels, which means that I'm not on it is just an oversight, right? It's not an oversight. I'm not far right. I love Israel, but he doesn't factor in at all to their calculations because it's like this isn't even like a person we have to care about. He's not on YouTube. Who gives a fuck? Ralph Fed. Oh, is that it? Is he a CI? I've been playing Prison Architect, and I know when one of those squishy guys get up in there and he gets put in solitary, he is a potential CI, and then you can recruit him to be a snitch and find out where all the contraband is throughout the prison. So maybe when he got sentenced to prison, he snitched, and now he's a CI, like on the hook forever. Now that he's out, they're just like, well, you can tell us who we should be on lookout for. But if that's true, he would definitely. That would be the only name he would say. He would just start listing all his enemies. Oh yeah, Josh, that fucking asshole. He's the farthest right person I fucking know. He's breaking the boundaries. Unless maybe it's me too. Maybe I glow. Maybe that's why I'm not on the list. We both glow. We keep pointing fingers at each other, saying, like, no, he's the actual far rightist. He's the farthest right person we know. And now they're just like, oh, these two people are fucking retarded. These are the worst snitches ever. These are the shittiest snitches ever. Is George Floyd Gaming on there? Not that I see. I don't see Gaming either, so they might both be confidential informants. T-Clips is on the list? Where the f*** is T-Clips at? Is she considered far right? I see Oof Corator. That's T-Clips, isn't it? Or is that a different person? Whatever. That's pretty funny. This is all pretty fun. It's funny when the government starts name dropping all these people as far right, even though it's like shoe on head. The only thing shoe on head is capable of doing that's a danger to society is spreading STDs. Everything else, pretty fucking harmless. So I don't know what's the point. Oh, there's a huge list. What the f***? Is this not the entire list? There's more. T-Clips is definitely on this. The Thinkery, which is also in the COD thing, is on it. Count Dankula Streams is on it. Jordan B. Peterson Clips is on it. Brittany Pettibone is on it. ER. TLDR. They're both on that. But to be fair, ER is pretty fucking far right. Murdoch, Joker, Happy Media. It's a study of far right echo chamber. But I heard this was a government document. And I choose to believe it. All of you are going to jail for forever. You're going to be put in a prison cell that's somehow going to be more comfortable than the concrete cylinder full of mealworms and subscription Netflix services that most people live in, and you'll enjoy it. You'll be happy that you're in prison.